Oh man, good day to all of you out there. It's Cowboys Star coming back at you. That's right, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys once again losing a heartbreaker in this one. Unlike the game before where we got thrashed by the Bills, this is a game the Cowboys should have won. Uh, I mean, where do I begin? I mean, there's so many missed opportunities the Cowboys had. Had a great first quarter. We drive all the way down the field on a 15 play drive to perfection until we got on the 1 yard line. That's right. We got on the 1 yard line, and what does the Cowboys do? They give the ball, or try to give the ball, to Hunter Lipke, who they haven't used all year long. And even though he did have a couple of runs earlier in this drive to get his first downs, we hadn't used this cat all year long. And then now in week 15, we're going to use Hunter Lipke on the goal line and trust him not to fumble, which is exactly what he did. And the bad part about it is he would have been in the end zone. He landed right in the end zone. He's a big dude, man. He can get in there. But he fumbled. He forgot to take the ball with him. So that's 7 points we would have had there that we didn't have. And more than likely, the Cowboys would have won this game after we went ahead 20-19 late in the game. But the Dolphins ended up kicking five field goals, which the defense really, you hold the Dolphins to 22 points, you should win that game 9 out of 10 times. But the Cowboys, they cannot beat a good opponent, it seems like, on the road. This has happened two weeks in a row. We get thrashed by the Bills. This week, we lose a game we should have won. No questions about it. Of course, Micah was seeming like he's getting held in there a lot, and it's not being called. I mean, come on, one of the best pass rushers in the league, and you mean to tell me he hasn't got a holding penalty called against him in like 6-7 games? No, come on now. They're just not calling it for some reason on Micah. I really don't know why. But there was a lot of bonehead penalties the Cowboys made, especially pre-snap penalties, that just killed us in this game. One was CeeDee Lamb was split out as his normal position, and he looked at the referee to see if he was over the line or not, and the referee said, yeah, you got to come back a little bit. Well, the moment he goes back to get behind the line, Ferguson goes in motion. Well, that's a penalty because you had two people in motion at the same time, people moving at the same time, and that killed a great drive that the Cowboys had going. And they called a couple of ticky-tack holding penalties on some of our offensive linemen that really killed us, and also a roughing the passer penalty that really killed us. That, to me, I don't know how else you can hit a player than the way he hit him, and plus there was a big acting job by the quarterback as well. So all these things that I'm telling you, this lack of stupid penalties, lack of focus on detail in the game. I think there was a few blunders on game management in this game that Mike McCarthy continually has problems with. All led to the Cowboys losing this game 22-20. And boy, we could have really used this one we'd have been in a perfect position. And what happened in the game after that, I watched the Eagles barely squeaked it out against the Giants. If we'd have won that game and then the 49ers ended up losing, we'd be in the catbird seat right now. You know, at least with a good chance to be the second seed. Number 2 seed, but it's looking like we're going to be stuck to that number 5 seed, just like we've been the last 2 years. And who's to say we can go, if we are the 5 seed, who's to say we can go into Tampa Bay and beat them? We can't beat anybody, a good team on the road. We might lose our ass to Tampa Bay. So let's don't get ahead of ourselves here. But I don't know. It's just a comedy of errors. It seems like the last two games with the Cowboys. Uh, I picked the Cowboys to win this game, this last one. I wasn't too sure about the Bills game. I didn't think we would win that one, but as it turned out, we didn't win either one of them. So the Cowboys stand at 10-5 right now. They're the top wild card team right now in the NFC. It's a shame. The NFC is really not as good as it's been in the past, but the Cowboys just can't seem to quit shooting themselves in their own foot and losing these close games on the road, especially the one this past week. Now, the one the week before, as I say, it was not close. But, yeah, it's a pitiful sight to see. That's why it's taken me so long to come back with a video after those last two games. Hope everybody had a great Christmas, and hope you have a wonderful New Year. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Before I get off of here, I do want to go over some news, a little bit of breaking news that we had earlier in the day. Rashaan Evans, linebacker, who was our only non-starting linebacker that we had left on the active roster, has been cut by the team. And offensive tackle Matt Waletzko has been activated by the team. Evans, like I say, was the only non-starting linebacker on the roster, but it was later discovered that he was arrested for marijuana possession, and that could have led to why the Cowboys ended up releasing him. But he didn't do much for us while he was in there. He only got into 4 games and had 15 plays and barely did diddly-poo when he got in the game. So Rashaan Evans, he is no longer a Cowboy. Waletzko's call up does give us a little more depth at offensive tackle and offensive line. That makes 10 offensive linemen that we'll have on the roster. He's been cut. He's been out most of the last 2 seasons with shoulder injuries that he had even back as far as college ball. And so, like I say, the sample size for him playing in the NFL has been relatively small. He has not had a chance to do a whole lot because of his injuries. He has a history of shoulder injuries. But now I have an update on Tyron Smith. Jerry said he is optimistic on 105.3 The Fan, said that he was optimistic that Tyron would play in this game. Said he is feeling better. So we'll see, we'll see if he practices this week. Who knows? If he can get in there on a limited basis, at least, if we see that he's practicing even on a limited basis, that could mean that he's going to get to play in this game. A lot of people are saying to just sit him out the rest of the regular season and get him ready for the playoffs. That may not be a bad idea if they got. But that cat they had in there last week to take his place, Udoga, that fool, he wasn't blocking nobody. He was helping out Tyler Smith at guard. Seemed like the minute the ball was snapped, he was going to his right. I think he forgot he was playing tackle. He normally plays guard, and he was doing his guard thing. He forgot about the outside linebacker coming around him to his left and killing Dak. So, man, I thought they would say something to him at halftime, but he kept on doing it the whole game. It mystified me. I just don't understand what kind of coaching we got going on up there, but it did not help us whatsoever. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Like I said, I hope y'all had a great Christmas. I know I did. Be sure and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think the Cowboys are ready to enter the playoffs? Do you think the Cowboys are a legit playoff team? How far do you think the Cowboys can get this year? Let me know in the comments. And be sure and subscribe to Cowboy Star. And that's all I got for today. We'll get back with you next time. I'm out. Peace.